Have you ever noticed that the loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful? We're often taught to watch out for the big talkers, the ones who make grand gestures and demand attention. But what if the real power, the real danger lies with the ones who say nothing at all? Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating and slightly unsettling idea. Never trust the quiet ones. This isn't just some old saying. It's a principle rooted in the timeless strategies of power and control, famously articulated by Machiavelli. Machiavelli, the infamous political philosopher from Renaissance Florence, wrote The Prince, a book that became a handbook for rulers on how to gain and maintain power. He wasn't interested in morals or what was right. He was interested in what worked. And one of his core ideas was that it's better to be feared than loved. Why? Because love is fickle, but fear is constant. People who fear you will think twice before crossing you. So, how does this connect to the quiet ones? Think about it. The quiet person in the corner, observing everything. What are they doing? They're gathering information. They're analyzing situations, understanding the dynamics of the group, and identifying weaknesses. While everyone else is busy talking, they're listening. They're not revealing their own thoughts, their intentions, or their vulnerabilities. They are a black box. This lack of information is what makes them so unpredictable and, therefore, so potentially dangerous. This is Machiavellian strategy in its purest form. By remaining silent, they control the flow of information. You don't know what they know, you don't know what they're planning, and you don't know where you stand with them. This uncertainty creates a subtle underlying sense of unease, a form of low-level fear. They are masters of creating an information imbalance, where they know everything about you, and you know nothing about them. That's a powerful position to be in. Let's look at this in a modern context. Think about a workplace. You have the loud manager who's always making pronouncements and threatening deadlines. You know what he wants. You know his hot buttons. He's predictable. But then there's the quiet colleague who rarely speaks in meetings, but always seems to get ahead. They watch. They learn who the key players are. They understand the office politics without ever participating in the gossip. When they finally do make a move, it's calculated, precise, and often catches everyone by surprise. They might quietly propose a project directly to a senior executive, bypassing the noisy manager entirely. Because no one saw it coming, there was no chance to block it. Their silence was their shield and their weapon. This isn't just about corporate climate. We see this in social circles too. The person who doesn't engage in drama, but seems to know all the secrets. They're the ones people confide in, because they're seen as good listeners. But what are they doing with that information? A truly Machiavellian quiet type might use that information to subtly influence opinions, to forge alliances, or even to isolate others, all without ever raising their voice. They play the long game. They understand that real influence isn't about being the center of attention. It's about controlling the narrative from the shadows. Machiavelli argued that a ruler must be like both a fox and a lion. The lion is powerful and can fend off wolves, but the fox is cunning and can recognize traps. The loud person is the lion, strong but obvious. The quiet person is the fox. They see the traps everyone else misses. They don't rely on brute force. They rely on intelligence, observation, and patience. Their power isn't overt. It's subtle, pervasive, and much harder to defend against. Now, let me be clear. Not every quiet person is a secret Machiavellian mastermind plotting your downfall. Many people are introverted, shy, or just prefer to listen more than they talk. And that's perfectly fine. We're not talking about introversion as a personality trait. We're talking about silence as a deliberate strategy. The key difference is intent. The strategic quiet person is silent with a purpose. They are withholding information and creating ambiguity to gain an advantage. So how can you spot the difference? Look for the patterns. Does the quiet person seem to benefit from the chaos or misunderstandings that happen around them? Do they have a knack for being in the right place at the right time? Do they seem to know more than they should? Are their rare contributions to a conversation incredibly insightful or impactful, almost as if they've been waiting for the perfect moment to speak? These can be red flags. Another Machiavellian tactic employed by the quiet strategist is creating dependency. By being the silent, observant problem solver, they can make themselves indispensable. When a crisis hits, and everyone else is panicking, the quiet one might step forward with the calm, well-thought-out solution that they've been sitting on all along. This makes them look like a hero, a savior. People then start to rely on them, to trust them, giving them even more influence and power. It's a brilliant move. Let others create the problems, and then you step in to solve them, cementing your value and control. Think about history's most effective spy masters or political advisors. They weren't the ones giving speeches on the front steps. They were the ones whispering in the king's ear. They operated from the shadows. Their influence felt but rarely seen. Their power came from what they knew and what others didn't. They were masters of fear and control, through loud threats, but through quiet, calculated maneuvering. So, what's the takeaway here? Should you become paranoid of every quiet person you meet? Absolutely not. The real lesson from Machiavelli is to be more aware of the dynamics of power around you. Don't be fooled by surface-level displays of dominance. Understand that the person who seems to have the least to say might actually be holding the most cards. Pay attention to who listens more than they talk. Pay attention to who benefits from ambiguity. And most importantly, be mindful of the information you yourself give away. In a world where everyone is broadcasting their lives, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay quiet, observe, and protect your own intentions. Don't mistake silence for weakness or inaction. Often, it's the exact opposite. It's a sign of careful thought, strategic patience, and immense control. The loudest person in the room is trying to convince you of their power. The quiet person doesn't have to. Their silence speaks for itself. It creates an aura of mystery and unpredictability. It keeps you guessing. And in that state of uncertainty, it keeps you in check. That is the ultimate form of control. So the next time you're in a room, don't just watch the person at the head of the table. Look at the person in the corner. Because the true prince, the true master of the game, might not be the one on the throne, but the one standing quietly in its shadow. Thanks for watching. If you found this exploration of power dynamics interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the strategies that shape our world. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever encountered a quiet Machiavellian? I'd love to hear your stories. See you in the next one.